Hi everybody, Ian Bremmer here, and I'm in New York kind of by myself because it's social distancing and everyone's calling in and all that stuff. But we'll get your world in slightly more than 60 seconds, slightly more because it's crazy out there and there's too much going on. I have your questions lined up and we're ready to go. Which country is combating the COVID-19 pandemic best? Who's doing it worse? Best, clearly Singapore. Taiwan got out early, had tests, incredibly transparent. They got clear information to their people, and the people actually listened to their government. Relatively small, wealthy, and homogeneous populations, also with healthcare systems that actually work. So I would say they're doing it the best. Who's doing it the worst? Gotta be Iran, where you have lack of capacity, lack of information, no trust in government, massive and early explosion of cases, awful lot of people getting killed. Beyond that, though, there are a lot of leaders out there that are doing it badly. Leaders that early were basically telling a great story to their people and as a consequence weren't able to respond effectively lying to their people. And here, I mean, it doesn't matter what side of the political spectrum you're on. You need to get facts out there early and not just what your gut tells you. In the UK, Boris Johnson. In the United States, Donald Trump. In Mexico, Lopez Obrador. In Brazil, Bolsonaro. I mean, all have really mishandled this for their own populations. And as a consequence, the impact of coronavirus is going to be a lot worse. Why is China expelling American journalists? A big deal, saying they're expelling Wall Street Journal, New York Times, Washington Post from China and Hong Kong. And, you know, by the way, the New York Times coverage of China has been, if anything, very positive. Chinese don't care. They're angry at the Americans, particularly now that President Trump has, on a couple of days, started beating the drum on the China virus as opposed to coronavirus. And by the way, yes, it initially came from China. And yes, the Chinese government absolutely clamped down on transparent information. So as a consequence, this thing exploded. They are ultimately responsible for that. But calling it the China flu, especially in the context of where U.S.-China relations are right now, is incendiary. And they are absolutely feeling very confident about their relations with other countries in the world. They're hitting the Americans back. This is a dangerous place for these two countries to be. Is UBI a realistic solution for our current economic situation, UBI being universal basic income? I don't think that ongoing permanent UBI is realistic because we haven't tested it. We don't have a system for it. It'd be incredibly expensive and we don't know if it works. But certainly near term, I firmly believe you're going to see something that feels like UBI for now. In other words, direct stimulus where every American gets a check. That is a more efficient way to get money deployed into the economy, to get consumers less worried and spending than other more indirect fashions of benefits. And I also think that the amount of total stimulus you're going to see in the U.S. by spring is going to be well over $1 trillion. It's not for want of money that the Americans are going to be unable to fight this if we have problems. It's much more about political leadership and the comparative poor development of our healthcare system. That's it for me. I'll be back with you soon.